What's up, everybody? So we're still doing sporadic shows Monday. Let's see, where are we in now? We in February now? You're
It's
muted.
February.
You muted.
I'm sorry.
So we're in February now. Yay! We made it through January.
Oh, I could have done the clapping.
You could have done the clapping. Yeah, you could have. That was totally on you. I'm just going to leave that at your feet. We need to tighten that up, though.
The clapping thing?
Yeah, because it's like you push the button and then it takes a little bit before it kicks in.
Does it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. See, I need to tighten that up a little bit, make it better. It'll be a whole lot more fun that way. Anyway, where was I at? Oh, yeah. We made it through January and February. Starting February, we got a ton of really good artists coming on, and we've got a lot of things happening within the show right now. So hopefully we'll be able to tell everybody pretty soon what's going on. But until then, mum's the word. You know how it is in this music business. Everything is hurry up, wait, but don't say nothing. But that's the way it goes. Anyway, y'all got to talk to this guy because I mean, this young man is like doing leaps and bounds stuff. His music is just like kicking butt, and I'm just gonna let y'all meet him because he's cool as all get out. I think he's funny. Everybody say hi to Malachi Gagnon. I think I said it right. Did I say it right? I did say it right.
Perfectly.
Yay.
Perfect.
Yeah. I want a cookie for that. Hey, maybe we can get Faith Hulner to bring the chocolate chip cookies up early.
Chocolate chip cookies.
That's what she said she was going to make, chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, is that in a few days?
Yeah, it'd be nice. No, I don't think it's in a few days. I forgot who's in a few days. There's no telling. We're going to have fun with it. How you been, Malachi?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really good.
Dude, I tell you what. When we was getting you booked on the show and everything, I just kept hearing all these very nice, great things about you and your music. And I'm sitting there, okay, well, let me go listen to some of his music, and I'm just like, I'm jamming out, dude. I mean, you got some stuff going on.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. So it's really cool to be able to do it and do it all the time. So it's yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna ask the question. And I usually don't ask questions, but I've got to know this because, dude, I wish I was how old you are now. What got you started on the music and about what age range was you? Because I've got a running theory on a lot of this stuff.
All right. So it's 2025 now, which means it was 5 years ago that COVID started, right? So during COVID, I don't know. So during COVID, the summer of 2020, I was so bored. We all were, there's nothing to do. Can't leave, I have to stay inside. And I saw a plastic guitar that I'd had for a few years that just kind of sat in my closet, caught dust, and I was like, what else am I going to do? So I YouTube Marty Schwartz and I learned how to play the guitar, very basic, stuff.
Well, the plastic guitar, you still had the cat gut or plastic strings on it?
Yeah, no, yeah, it was just, I mean, straight from Walmart. It was right out the box, and I just kind of sat there, and so I don't even think I tuned it. I probably didn't. I think I just started playing it, and I kind of fell in love with I'd always liked music. I've always been around it.
Right.
I liked country music mostly back then, and so I played songs that I liked. I learned from a family friend how to play the guitar fully, like more than just G and C chords.
Yeah.
And I mean, from there it was just like a straight up. I started singing in front of my family for the first time, so it wasn't just a shower bottles listening.
Right.
It was a full it was head first really into like doing music. So I started putting stuff out on Instagram and TikTok, covers of whatever was hitting at the time. And people enjoyed listening to it, and I didn't expect it. I really had
Yeah.
no, my family and the people that listened were, more hopeful than I was. At
Yeah.
the time. It was kind of just a hobby, like I love music and I knew how to play the guitar and I was told I could sing. So we started doing it all the time and a few years go by. So in 2022 now, I decided to write. I had written songs that everyone writes as a kid,
Yeah.
just very basic stuff. And then I decided to just try it and go for it and give it my best shot. And it went well. Took it to a studio. My first song, Craving Me, was released in February of 2022. So almost 3 years ago
Wow.
now. And from there, that was that. I'm doing it forever now. Hopefully, God,
Hopefully.
that's that's
Well,
the
you're
dream.
on a good path. I can tell you that.
It's going well so far. So
I mean, you had me beat when you said that you were singing in the shower. Because
uh,
if I'm singing in the shower, I guarantee you one of my family members is going to come in there and throw water over the top of the shower.
I usually kept it down so that only like, the shampoo bottles can hear me. So that in the shower head.
Well, don't forget you got the conditioner too. So, I mean, you got to get them both.
Yeah, you can't leave them out. Sometimes they get a little out of hand and like the toiletries will hear me. So toilet paper is judging. I don't like
Yeah,
the
I
toilet
know.
paper as much.
You got cats?
No, I have a dog.
Well, you're lucky. There's 2 cats here, and every now and then, if they get in the bathroom, the toilet paper winds up all over the house.
Yeah, my elf on the shelf did that, actually.
Yeah. That's what we all need, an elf on the shelf.
It keeps us in check. I am only good in December because that's when I know he's watching. So
See, I didn't have to worry about that when I was growing up. We didn't have elf on the shelf. We had dad's leather belt. That kept us in check real good. I wonder who come up with elf on the shelf.
it rhymes.
I know, right?
I'll look it up in a second.
You'll look it up in a second. Caitlin humors me all the time. I don't know why.
We all need someone to help us out, I guess on.
Dude, and that was another thing, I was reading about, a lot of your family and the support group you've got there and everything. And I was just like, that is fantastic, because there's so many people out there that they don't have family members that will actually be supporting,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I know a lot of people with moms that are so negative about any daggum thing.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people try to tear you down, so I surround myself with people that don't,
Yeah.
I got obviously my close family, my mom, dad, and brother are my biggest fans, and my parents have given me every opportunity that I have. So I really owe it to them. Without them, I'd be, nothing. So,
Yeah.
and then I have a family, a very close family. I mean, they're like the girls are like sisters to me, and their parents are like aunt and uncle at this point.
Yeah.
They real close with them. And they were there when I sang for the first time during COVID. So that's how you know we're close. We broke laws to hang out.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody else is doing it. Why not me?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, my whole theory behind all of it is because of your age. I've talked to other people around that same age group, and they all got started, whether it would be like the church and the choir, stuff like that, figuring out how to play guitar, all that stuff. And then I totally forgot about the COVID thing because most churches were shut down too. So
Yeah, I did play in church once I started singing and guitar. So I did learn a lot of my techniques
Yeah.
from people who sang there with me, and that's that's a big part of. I think it's a big part of a lot of people in music's life, even if they
Yeah.
aren't like religious. It's a good place to meet musicians and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, say my dad sang bass. And when my voice started going deeper, he kept pulling me up into the choir. So we cover both levels of the bass,
Yeah.
But my great grandmother played piano. I forgot who was on drums. And my Papa Joe played guitar. And he kept trying to teach me how to play guitar, but I could get this part down, but I couldn't get this part right.
Yeah.
It was just driving me nuts. And I finally said, the heck with it. I bought a pair of drums. I figured, what the hell?
Make noise another way.
I just beat the crap out of stuff.
Yeah. It's
That
probably like
I think that lasted about 4 months.
That's what my brother did. He was like, "Well, if Malachi can play guitar, I'm gonna hit stuff." So he tried it, and it didn't go well.
Well, what's weird is a lot of bands out there that actually have brothers in it. It's always one will play guitar or one will go to the drums.
Yeah.
They very rarely go guitar, bass.
Well, when we're kids, everyone dreams of starting a band with their siblings. You know what I mean? Or cousins.
Oh yeah.
I did at least. Even before I knew how to play an instrument, I was gonna be the Jonas Brothers with just my one brother. So, Jonas Brothers 2.
Yeah.
But I think he didn't get into music, so he just plays soccer.
You couldn't whoop his butt or anything. Tell him, look, you're gonna.
I just make him next time. I should have made him. Should have made him do it. I'm too lenient. I was just like, oh, if you can't do it, it's okay.
Hey, you got to keep the cousins in check, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No one else in my family is musical. Well, I have my uncle, who's a Fox weatherman, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's my like bragging right. That's the one thing I have. I'm like, yeah, my uncle, he's on Fox News.
There you go.
And my grandmother sang. But other than that, like neither of my parents are musically inclined. Cousins aren't, so.
Well, see, my dad, he was, like I said, sang bass in church, but that's all he did. My great grandmother, Adamson, she played piano in the church, but she played it completely by ear. And it used to drive me nuts how she could do that. She couldn't read notes, nothing, but she could play it by ear. If she heard it once, she could freaking play it.
That's cool.
And she tried to teach me a little bit of piano, and I don't know, the music gene, actually being able to play an instrument, jumped way over my head. But my daughter, because I was doing lights and sound and stuff, I did one show and the lady didn't have all the money, so she gave me a keyboard, and I gave it to Anna. And the next thing I know, like 2 days later, she's playing Evanescence and stuff like that, all by ear,
Huh?
And she quit doing that, and I bought her a bass guitar, and she was playing bass like crazy. And then, of course, boys happened, but
Always happens.
yeah.
See, I stay away from girls.
My son, he just had no interest whatsoever.
Yeah. My dad played basketball through high school, college, even after he played overseas for a little bit. And so he told me that he always imagined sitting, courtside, watching his sons play basketball. But instead, he's still proud of me. He sits in the studio, he sits on the couch behind me, and he listens. I always look for his advice and everything. But it's kind of funny to think that it didn't go like that. I mean, I should have. I should have played basketball. You know, my dad's good. I should, but I had every opportunity to like be really good at basketball other than height. I'm 6'2", but
Yeah, that's a good height to get out there, man.
5'8". I'm 5'8". But I digress. I should have played basketball, but I'm pretty happy I didn't because I wouldn't be here. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be here. Wouldn't
Yeah.
be catching up at Thanksgiving.
Well, exactly. You got to do it. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So how many songs have you wrote so far?
Wrote or released?
Wrote. There's a big difference between wrote and released.
Yeah.
Because, I've talked to a lot of songwriters and stuff. And one of the things I've noticed is they may have a box of 10 or 15 songs unreleased they wrote 10 years ago in the back of a closet, and I'm the first one to go dig that crap out. Let's hear it. I want to know what you got, because I think some of those earlier songs that people write, that because we're our worst critic.
For sure.
You're going to knock it down every chance you get. But I want that song pulled out. I want to hear that song,
Yeah. I think Bob Dylan did that with the bootleg.
Yeah.
He did a three-part bootleg series or whatever. Mm-hmm. I have those on tape. I have part 1 and 3 on tape.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 2. But I can't find it yet. So
you was a big Dylan fan?
Yeah. Not big, but I do. I have a record and I have a couple cassette tapes of his.
Don't laugh. My first ex-wife was a huge Bob Dylan fan. And I think she had just about everything the man ever put out.
That's pretty cool.
I got so sick of hearing Bob Dylan.
Yeah, there comes a point where there was a song on the Bootleggers one or whatever it was called. He was like talking about a picnic. He's like, I washed up on shore and I lost my arm, lost my leg, my hair, I was bald.
Yeah.
I was like, where are we going? But he walked so I could run. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the thinking there. Kind of a legend. But I'm a big fan of physical media. So anything I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
I just got West Side Story on vinyl. I'm so excited. It was like an original print. I was like, all right, I was at Goodwill yesterday. I was like,
I haven't seen that in forever.
I saw it in school once because we were, what were we going to do with it? I don't know. I'm in drama and choir.
Yeah.
I was in choir. We don't have it here at my school I go to now because I go to a school in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So there's very few people at my school.
Well, it's that's funny because you're talking about West Side Story. I'm a huge musical fan.
Yeah.
I love watching musicals.
Ah.
And
have you seen? Go ahead. Sorry.
One of my favorites that I watch is Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
Because the actors are actually doing their own voices on the music.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they made the music their own. It was just really good. I liked it.
Yeah. I saw $1 Million Quartet, which is the, dramatized reimagining of that time where they were all in the studio together. And it was pretty cool because they do all this stuff live. So they're all playing their instruments live. And it's the amount of talent on stage during that is just insane. I went through a Hamilton phase around the time that I was learning to sing, actually.
Yeah.
Or learning to play guitar and singing. And I got to see it live with some friends at the Straz Center in Tampa. And
did you like it?
I loved it. It was so good.
I haven't had a chance to see it.
It's really good. It's definitely worth it. I mean, it's not the original cast anymore, obviously.
Right.
But man, I mean, the cast that I saw was insane, really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's just a
seen.
really
We went to TPAC, and I had never seen the play Wicked, and I went down there and seen that, and it blowed me away.
yeah.
The vocals, everything, how they put that whole play together. I mean, it was just, I love the whole thought of telling it from the Wicked Witches part, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely it's cool. It's a cool reimagining. Did you see the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie. I'm scared that the movie
Yeah.
will ruin the play.
Yeah. I didn't go see it. I have some friends who went and saw it and they said they slept. So that made me think that's not what I'm gonna spend my time watching.
It was actually really good.
What?
I didn't see anybody sleeping on, when I was in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like the movie,
Yeah.
the movie version, I see people were sleeping. I went and saw Joker 2 instead. That was worse. I was Joker 2 was pretty bad. I like the first one's one of my favorite movies.
I
It's
love the
just
first one.
the first one's so good. Did you see the second one? It
No,
was a musical. It was a
no.
musical.
I
Lady Gaga's in it.
there's something about it just told me you don't need to waste your time.
No, you don't. The beginning of the movie, the intro, basically, like they do the Warner Brothers thing, and then they have this little animated thing. It looks like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That was really good. It was a little short thing that was really cool, and it had the opportunity to like. I was going into it thinking, what are they gonna do? How can they really ruin that?
Yeah.
And they did, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I mean, Heath Ledger was one of a kind, and he played that version of Joker. That is actually my favorite version of Joker.
yeah, for sure. I think Mark Hamill's mine because from the Batman animated series,
Yeah.
the '90s one. I like that. I think Mark Hamill's good. Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that's Mark Hamill doing that voice.
No one knows.
It's
I tell
wild.
people that, and they're like, "Who's Mark Hamill?" I'm like, Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi."
Yeah,
But
and then they follow up with that question of, well, who the hell's Luke Skywalker? And I'm like, dude, when did you grow up?
I mean, even I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the first, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I think the Clone Wars trilogy was good. Like the prequels, they were all right.
Yeah.
Then Disney got their hands on it and
Yeah.
did what they did. The same thing with Marvel. So
You know,
I'm personally bitter about the Marvel thing.
I've got an old saying, and it's very simple. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Yes. Why are we making Marvel TV shows?
I had no clue.
Iron Man was good. We can just move on. Yeah, I guess DC's rebooting too. So you got Superman coming out. I'm really excited for this summer because I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of types of movies. So my favorite movie is The Great Gatsby, not the Paul Rudd one.
Okay.
The Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey
Right.
Maguire. That one it's artsy, and I think that's my jam.
See,
But
I
I'm a
haven't seen that
sucker.
one. I've seen the old Great Gatsby.
My teacher said you can either read it or watch it, which probably isn't the best style of teaching, but I'm not against it. So I watched it on a plane, and I shouldn't have. I should have watched it, where I can actually see most of what's going on.
Yeah.
But incredible movie. It was really good. So that's one of my favorite movies. But I'm a sucker for superhero stuff. Big DC fan. Obsessive Batman fan.
And see, I get made fun of because when I'm going to say it anyway, I'm going to get hate mail over this. When Green Lantern come out, I was excited.
You should be. You should have been excited.
I thought it was going to be the greatest thing ever because they haven't really done a whole lot of Green Lantern stuff,
Yes.
And they come out with Green Lantern, and I'm just like, dude, I love the movie. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why is everybody knocking this movie?
I think that's my thing with Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
So everyone knocks it. And I'm like, I really liked it. And I think that Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman, personally. I think it was,
He's got the demeanor about it.
yeah. Again, a sucker for Ben Affleck. But I think like he's got that guy was like 250 of pure muscle.
Yeah.
And he was like moving chains for real. And I was like, this guy this is who I want to grow up to be. Like my parents have to die for that. But hey, like if Ben Affleck in the Batman versus Superman is who I get to be,
Oh yeah.
I think I follow like superhero news. You know they're making a Green Lantern show. Have you heard
No, I
about
did
that?
not.
Yeah, they're doing it's gonna be HBO
Okay.
exclusive because I guess they own Warner Brothers rights. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, telling.
But I guess it's like it's supposed to be like buddy cop. They casted Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, so the two Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
And they already got a Guy Gardner, which is another Green Lantern. So
Yeah.
it's looking to be good. People are saying the script is good, but what do we know?
Okay. So your thoughts on Deadpool?
Deadpool?
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm a huge
Like the
Deadpool.
character itself? The character itself?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Deadpool. I have a couple of his comics.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where I first seen him come out
Yeah.
was in the comics, and then when they made the movie, oh my God, I just forgot his name.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, Ryan Reynolds.
Green Lantern.
Yeah. We was talking about Green Lantern. He was right there. But yeah, when they put Ryan Reynolds in as Deadpool, his smart ass tone just really set that off.
Yeah. He's made for the role. There are very few people who are like Robert Downey Jr. was made for Tony Stark. I think
he plays probably the best Iron Man I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Beyond. I mean, it's like I think like you read the comics and you can see after that they modeled it after RDJ. Like once he did his thing, the guy is made for that role. And you see him like do interviews too, and he's very sweet. He's very, toned back and he's quiet.
Yeah.
And then he's Tony Stark and he's this like cocky guy, and it's like, okay, acting range. He's coming back as Doctor Doom.
That's what I heard. I seen that the other day. I was like, dude, I don't know how to feel about that.
What is the point of that? But I'm just gonna sit back and trust it. I'm gonna go see the new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it because I think I love Marvel, and I really want to give him a chance. I did not go see the Marvels. That's not happening, but I will go see that. And then this summer, I'm really excited because Superman, right?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be good. The trailer looks good. Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, 7, 5. Wait.
I lost track
7.
on how many Jurassic they've got out now.
7 and a show. It's animated on Netflix.
Well, they've got that other. There's a spinoff kind of. My granddaughter actually showed it to me. It's like I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the same setting as Jurassic Park, and 4 or 5 teenagers are invited, won a prize to the island.
Yeah, Camp Cretaceous.
Yes, that's it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, she showed me that.
I watched the first season, and then my brother liked it, so we watched the rest of it, and it's kind of just, it doesn't add anything. It kind of just is a Easter egg farm for fans of it, which is cool. I guess the new movie is going to be like the book, like the similar vibe, which is cool, because maybe we get like creepy stuff. I want a creepy dinosaur movie. Like we have Jurassic Park, right? The first 2 were really good. The first 3 were really good, and they kind of felt like a little creepy. I mean, it's just dinosaurs, so that's cool. And then we have 65, which is that one with Adam Driver.
Right.
And that's the other dinosaur movie we get. What is that?
Well, I mean,
I want body horror.
see,
Sue
that
me.
was one of my favorite scenes in the first Jurassic Park was the dude sitting on the toilet and the Tyrannosaurus Rex come in and got him.
That whole sequence, the
Yeah.
kids under the truck. I just watched it recently. The kids are under the truck. They fall off the edge. I love that.
Yeah.
Ian Malcolm running with the flare.
Yeah.
It's that whole sequence is just. It takes a minute to get there. I was watching with a friend, and she was like, when does it start like going? I'm like, exposition first. Let them tell you about the dinosaurs first. You want to see them all? You got to hear about them. You got to learn who they are.
Oh, yeah. You know, and I always love that one part he keeps saying over and over again, don't move. You know they're going to move.
They have to, or else the story wouldn't be good.
I know, right? It's funny as I'll get out how that works.
It's just good. It's a good movie. It's a solid movie.
We've been sitting here talking about movies. Somebody's going to be getting mad at me over this.
Whose show is it?
I think it's mine.
Yeah. I can't hate you for that.
Yeah, you know. Oh, Lord. Dude, I could go on and on. Because I remember the first time I ever seen Star Wars was when it first hit the theaters. My dad took me to see it. And then, you know, of course, 1, 2, and 3. Well, what order was it? 5, 6, 7, maybe? I can't remember. It was New Hope. I got a bad memory, Malachi.
Well, if you
I don't
want
remember
the actual order, that's going to take a second.
No, I ain't worried about that.
You got a Clone
But anyway,
Wars,
the very
Mandalorian.
well, you got the first 3 episodes that actually come out back in, I think, 77, 78, somewhere around in there. And I was seeing it in the movie theater, you know, and that was just, dude, those theaters were packed out. And it was awesome. But as I got older, I started dating this girl. I'll never forget her name. Her first name was Vicky. I'm not saying her last name, but her first name was Vicky. And she had a little brother that was 300% Star Wars die hard, man. And every freaking toy that they started merchandising and putting out, he had every one of them. I was so freaking jealous.
I would be too. That's awesome. I wonder where he is now. Think he still has it?
I don't know.
That'd be cool. It'd be a lot of money in his house.
Oh, it'd be a lot of money because he had the actual Mattel Star Destroyers and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, that's...
I mean, it was just mega bucks back then, you know?
Yeah. Seeing those movies in theaters, the only like movie I would say I've had that experience for would have been Minions and the Spider-Man No Way Home with, well, I don't want to, no, I can't spoil that. Everyone knows with the 3 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With like, you know, that theater was packed out. I didn't see any of the Avenger movies.
Yeah.
I didn't see Iron Man. I think 1 when that came out. So I didn't see any of these movies in theaters. And so I saw them when I got older, you know, when I'm 10, I'm watching all this stuff. I'm like, this is incredible. And then, you know, the next Spider-Man movie is coming out and I'm old enough to see it and I can go see it in theaters with my friends. And I saw it twice because that, like, when the Tobey Maguire shows up and Andrew Garfield, everyone's favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the crowd was so loud. And you know, too, when like I rewatched it like at my house, and you can tell when they come out, they take a second because they know the crowd's gonna be too loud for that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not thinking about what they're saying. You're just cheering because, Tobey Maguire is like, "Oh, yeah, hey."
Well, say I'm still a Tobey Maguire fan.
I love Tobey Maguire.
I like the way he portrayed Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. It's the best. I mean, he was the best.
I mean, I don't think the other two could actually pull that upside down kiss scene better than he did. I mean, it was just, it was
They had it down. They had a science to it.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to like the Spider-Man, I think Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think, when it comes to like the Spider-Man half of that, he was good.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man because like the snarkiness in the first one and then the suit in the second one. Ooh, that's good. But
yeah,
he was a great, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I think he had the snarkiness down. He had the, that angst. He's always angry kind of feeling down.
Yeah.
And then his Peter Parker just wasn't there. He was too cool. I don't relate to that.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking the backboard.
It was just something about the way he portrayed it,
Yeah.
He had all the dark goo and there he is, suave and debonair. And, it reminded me back to the God, what was the name of that song? The Nutty Professor was the name of the movie. How you had that, the big guy, the clumsy guy and all that other stuff. And then he takes the medicine and boom, he's the elite debonair.
Yeah.
Or debonair. Is that debonair or debonair? I can't remember. Debonair? It was that dude.
Yeah, you love Bully Maguire, right? When he had the venom on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dancing. No.
Yep.
I remember seeing that for the first time because that was iconic.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I said a black goo. I couldn't remember.
It all means the same.
When we first got introduced to Venom.
Live action, yeah.
Because I've been a huge Venom fan ever since that came out.
Yeah. Have you seen the movies?
I've only seen the one.
First one is good. The second one I enjoyed, and the third one was fine. I saw that in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I think that's a really solid trilogy for a character that is based off of another character. To make the movies without Spider-Man in it is insane, but they did good for what they were working with. They were allowed to have him. They could have had Spider-Man in it. They just didn't want to. Sony needs to sell Spider-Man back.
Yeah.
And everything with it. We don't need those movies anymore. I think they stopped. I think they got fired. They made the one with Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
And Madam Web.
Yeah.
This is fun because I never get to talk about this stuff on interviews.
Well,
I don't get to show like the nerdier side.
Well, yeah, but when you think about Venom and how those two characters meshed so well together,
they were each other's counterparts.
Yeah, and then you just kind of, I don't care who you are, Venom in the store with the Chinese lady or Japanese lady or whatever she was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that's an awesome scene. I think Venom is like, if their target audience is just men.
Yeah.
That doesn't put anybody down when I say that. I don't want that to be what it is, but I'm just saying. Explosions, heads coming off, big like alien dude, and Tom Hardy. What, motorcycles?
Yeah.
They pitched the movie and they're like, who's really gonna like this? We got motorcycles. I mean, it's like Transformers.
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
Oh yeah.
Robots, explosions, guns, and Shia LaBeouf.
And that's what was weird to me because Tom Hardy has played a lot of iconic roles.
Oh yeah.
And how he changes his body mass up and everything else. I mean, that's a workout in itself. And I don't know if he worked out that much for the Venom movies. He was trying to go for more of the average guy look, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what really done it, because when Venom got on him, he was big buff dude, you know?
Yeah. Have you seen the transformation for Christian Bale from like each movie he did? Because he did The Machinist, and he had to get down to like 90 pounds or something like that
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
after doing the Batman.
he got like real skinny.
Real skinny, skin and bones. I mean, he looked like a skeleton. And
Yeah,
then right after that,
I think I read somewhere that even his family was like really concerned because of how skinny he got.
It's dangerous what he did, because he went from, I think he filmed the Batman Begins, then did that. I might have the timeline wrong, but I'm pretty confident that's what it was. And then he did The Dark Knight, so he had to bulk back up.
Yeah.
And then I think he did another one. He played a bigger guy, and so he put on all the weight.
Yeah.
He didn't do prosthetics, he just put it on. And then he right back, now he looks now, and then he did like the Thor movie for some reason. And now he looked, he looked, he was the best part of that movie, besides the goats. I liked the goats.
Well, say I liked Christian Bale in the Batman movie when he met the mobster in his diner down there at that part of town, and he left, and he gave the homeless guy his coat and everything else, and he disappeared, and he went into all that training and everything he was doing. That whole segment right there was just, it was top notch to me. I mean, it's just the way they did it.
It's a good trilogy. That's probably the trilogy, I'd say.
We have some questions.
We have some questions.
Sorry to interrupt.
I love questions.
I've been interested in this talk. So Julie asked, what is your favorite venue to play at? Going back to music.
I did the New World in Tampa for my first show. And I'm going to call that the favorite, because that was really cool. It's like, I think 300, 250 cap, but it's like, it's a wicked cool venue. It was, it's kind of, it's off of a restaurant. The people who run it are really cool, very helpful. That's probably my favorite. I really like that one. A lot of fun.
I'm trying to think. What part of Tampa was that in? Was it in Tampa or?
Yeah, it was in Tampa. It was like it wasn't New Tampa, because New Tampa has like the mall and stuff, and like
right.
It was I think it was Southern Tampa. It wasn't near the water. It's hard to pinpoint it again.
Right. Now, have you been doing like more opening acts, or are you doing some headlining stuff?
I've been working on writing and recording. I am still in school, so it's kind of tough to get music performing. You know what I mean?
So I couldn't do that. If I had your talent and I was in school, I'd be like sitting there trying to do some homework, and then I'd start writing a song.
I would do that all the time. My notebooks, I don't take notes in economy. Or economics or whatever I'm in. I am not taking notes. I'm just writing song lyrics or drawing Batman. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I'm a student first. I take that seriously, because I think it's important to me. I'm going to college. So I'm student first, and everyone on my team knows that. So that's
good.
Yeah, so when we're planning out my year, I try to be a kid, I'm still 17.
Yeah.
I'm taking my weekends. I go thrifting with my friends. I'm in like theater, like the drama. We're doing A Tale of Two Cities right now.
Awesome.
So I have a big role in that, which is really exciting. And so I'm taking my time to do that. I'm a student first. I'm a kid first, but it's hard to not integrate music into every part of that, because music is such a huge part of who I am.
Right.
So, yeah.
See, I can understand that because, like I said, we've talked to a lot of people, and it's amazing how much music will actually come into their life, and it's at that pivotal moment, and it's just live, breathe, sleep, eat music.
Yeah, I try to make sure I separate my time. So like golfing is, I don't want it to become too much of a job because there's job parts of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As much as I enjoy it, there are parts that, feel like a job. Um, which of course that's the dream, is for this to be the job, But
Right.
I try to not right now. I try to make sure that I separate that emotion from. So I go golfing during the summer. Right now I can't because there's 3 feet of snow. But I go golfing as much as I can during like spring, summer, fall. Um, I'll go, out with my friends. I'll have them over. I'll sit down. I'll watch a show. I'm watching The Bear and
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So those are my two.
See, I got to watch that because everybody raves about Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's so funny. It's insane.
They're shaking her head, going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Yes, it's really good. It's one of those like low consequence shows. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like everything that happens is kind of retconned by the end of the episode, and it's just fun. It's it's like an animated TV show, but it's just like top tier.
Yeah. No, I have to check it out. That's gonna be wild. Do you get up to Nashville much?
Not much. I went and recorded. What year? I don't know when. I don't know when it was. 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago.
Where'd you
Recorded
record that?
Music Row. I was right on. I recorded at Blackwater
Okay. Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
I recorded with David Ray Stevens, Brandon Hart, and Phil Mosley. Those three guys are insane writers. They're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
And yeah, they helped write No Thanks to You, Some Are Love, and Haunt My Dreams, and then produced Some Are Love and No Thanks to You. Those are my last three before switching to like a folk ear sound. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Which is kind of a cool, go out with a bang there for country music, because I went to Nashville and recorded. And so David wrote Son of a Sinner for with Jelly Roll.
Right.
Those guys are just a whole nother level. That was one of the coolest things ever, because like I'm sitting in a room and it's us four, and everyone has a different instrument in their hands, and we're just like throwing ideas out, and it's four different people with four different stories, right?
Oh yeah.
So you get a lot of different perspectives.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah. So Haunt My Dreams is a song that we did. And to me, that plays into a theme of like loss. And so like someone losing like a significant other. So I had a friend who lost her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it like in that perspective. But Brandon, who one of the guys who wrote it with me, could see it in a different way. That's a really cool thing about music that I appreciate. And I know people talk about it, but that's one of my favorite things, is how much music can mean to somebody, even if it's not how I intended. So, I did a song in last year, it released. It's called Reason to Live. And that one's about my friend who took his own life, or it's for him. And so I was able to put that out and see the response to it. And that was beautiful, to see genuinely seeing people's lives change through it. And that was cool for me, to be able to, help my friend who passed away, help his like legacy live on in a way, and like turn that thing that hurt me into this thing that helps others find closure, maybe.
That's something that I do love, because when you got a song that's out there and people actually do leave a comment, I love seeing those things, especially like a song like that where you'll have this changed my life.
Yeah.
This opened my eyes to so much. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
The connection, the story, the connection, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. Social media is a blessing and a curse, I think, for art. Because it is. I mean, everything. It has to be, because like it's so easy to be seen, to be heard.
Yeah.
Everyone has a voice now, which is beautiful, and I think what it should be. But at the same time, it's kind of dangerous. It kind of takes away from the importance of your art, I guess, because it becomes something,
Well,
gets scrolled by.
that's where you just have to remember, with great responsibility, great power comes great responsibility.
Amen.
I almost said it wrong, but I had to.
That's close.
I had to.
Yeah, it's really true. Uncle Ben had it down, or I guess Stan Lee. Stan Lee had it figured out.
Stan Lee, dude, there was nothing like Stan Lee.
No, there never will be. A legend in his own right. And I remember when he passed away. I remember where I was, which is weird because I was like 11.
Yeah.
But I remember it was actually probably the summer before I started playing guitar. That's kind of one of those weird moments that you just kind of remember. I didn't know the guy, but he means a lot to me in the same way.
Yeah. Well, that's like Big Bang Theory, when they did that whole little 2 or 3 shows with him.
I didn't know if you were talking about the creation theory or the show.
No.
For a second, I was like, I don't know where you're going with this.
I loved it because he was on there, I mean, it was just like, I believe that was one of the last things that he was actually seen on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool how people can impact your life without knowing. So I'm sure Stanley knew he impacted a lot of people, but a lot of kids found light in the things he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the other people he created.
Oh yeah.
I know there's a lot. I just can't list them all off. I think Black Panther was one,
Yeah.
but I mean, the comics and the movies and the shows of those characters like changed some people. It culture just in general.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. So I think that's a cool thing that like with my music is I can kind of bring it back to that.
Yeah.
I won't know a good portion of the people that hear my music, but it could be
see the comments. You can see
that's true. I can see those.
And especially when you're in a show, a live show, you see them up front. You see them, what you can see from the stage, because the lights are bright as all get out.
Yeah.
That's what I love some concerts, where you see the lead singer be like, turn the lights up. Let me see some of these people.
Yeah. I did the Strawberry Festival in Florida.
Yeah.
Which was really cool because Willie Nelson is old now and has to go to bed early. So he played a set from 3 to 4 and I played at 5. So he opened for me. So I take that with a lot of pride because like, that's pretty cool. I get to say Willie Nelson played before me.
I don't know. I'm seeing merch here. I'm seeing a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Willie opened for me.
Willie opened. Yeah, right. But that was a cool setting because there's no lights in front of you. Like the barn is just lit up, and I'm on a stage with some hay, and I'm just singing with my guitar, and I can see everybody. It was cool because a lot of my friends showed up. Yeah, that was a cool one.
Now, do you prefer performing with just a guitar, or do you prefer performing with a live band? There's mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, because I think with my guitar it feels real intimate. So I love like when I see concerts, I love the moment. I went and saw Noah Kahn, who's huge inspiration of mine. And he he came to a point where he went to a back separate stage, like a B stage, and did just his guitar. And that feels like he's playing the song for you. So I get to do that with my friends, like down in my basement. They'll come over and we'll just sing songs that I wrote, and that's really cool. My friends are really supportive, so that's a fun thing to do.
Right.
So, that feels intimate. It feels like you're just kind of sitting with them. You listen to the songs that they wrote for the first time, I guess you could say, in a way.
Yeah.
But then there's the band, and that's really fun when you have like some cool stuff going on. Because a lot of my first few songs had some electronic stuff in it, right? And I wanted to use as little track as possible at my shows. So, we planned it out so that all the parts that are electronic were real instruments and stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because I've kind of grown into like real instrument stuff. So
I'm not a track fan. I can tell you that right up front.
No. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, there were some things though with the shows, like I kind of had to do track just because of the lack of band mates, I guess. Or like I play the mandolin now, so that's gonna be exciting to bring out. I'm really excited to start doing shows. I'm working on a couple right now, just like festivals and opening opportunities and charity things that will start back up when I'm not Ernest Defarge in The Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
Scheduling complex.
I love the fact that you went to the mandolin. I love the sound of a good mandolin.
It's amazing. It's so pretty.
Yeah. I mean, you can decorate a song.
Oh,
dude. Yeah. You can't touch it, and there was oh God. I was just watching this the other day too, because I think one of the best pickers of all time. Yeah, Eddie Van Halen's in the roster, but I think the one that kind of taught us all and outranked us all was Roy Clark. It don't matter what you put in that guy's hand. He could pick the hell out of it.
A lot of people ask, like, oh, what do you play? Like, if I say I'm a musician, they're like, what do you play? I'm like, well, play guitar. I don't technically play the piano because I'm not like classically trained. But I kind of like what you said your daughter does, right? Play by ear. I can do that. Not one time. I can't listen to a song one time. I couldn't go play Chapel Roan right now, but give me a minute. I could. I figured out the La La Land, one of my favorite movies, the La La Land.
Yeah.
He goes from Jingle Bells to like their theme or whatever. Figure that out on my own. But and then I get to say I also play the mandolin. They're like, what's that? I'm like, Iris. And that a lot of people don't notice that that's in that song, but
well, I mean, I that's one thing I liked about when I'm probably going to get shot for this, but anyway, Jason and the Seagulls. You know who they are?
I know Jason Segel, but I think that's a completely separate situation.
But it was Jason and the Seagulls, and there was several other bluegrass country bands that were doing bluegrass music to heavy metal. Jason and the Seagulls does AC/DC Thunderstruck. And it is awesome. You got to listen to it.
I'm going to put it on my phone right now so that right when we're off, I'm going to put it on. Jason and the Seagulls.
You will be blown away by it. I mean, it just the way they do it. He uses on Thunderstruck, it's got the dong dong sound. He's doing it with a wrench on top of an anvil.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you can make music and make noise really with anything in this world.
Oh yeah, I do it in class all the time.
Yeah. I tell moms, when they got the kids and the kids are pulling the pots out and banging on them like drums and everything, let them kids do it.
Yep. You'll hear my calculator in the back of the class sounding like Billie Jean, and I can't help it. I can't help it if,
Yeah, well,
it just happens. It's in my blood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was I think we had like Casio and some other stuff and just messing with it, but we had some guys in class that were, they were diehard musicians, and they would sit there and play and do stuff on them. And it's just crazy. I mean, you just make that noise, man.
Yeah. Me and my friend Brandon will sit at the back of the class singing and drumming, and we'll get yelled at all the time because we're not supposed to be making noise, but it's in our blood,
Yeah.
Humans have been making noise since the beginning of time. That's just what we do. You can't stop us. You can't hate on us for being passionate about something.
Dude, I tell people all the time, music is as old as humans are, because that's when it started.
Yeah.
Even if it was just a grunt. I mean,
that was the first. Yeah, Michael Jackson right there was the.
Yeah. And then you come all the way down to the Oak Ridge Boys, papa, mow, mow.
Yeah. And then you have the Doobie Brothers, and this is where we're at now.
Oh, yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter is where we end up.
Yeah.
Without the cave arts, we wouldn't have Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and God forbid.
It's crazy, all the stuff that you can do. And I love it. I really do.
Something I'm getting more into is producing, because I don't produce my own stuff. Yeah. I'm not talented enough. I have a producer in Florida. I record out of Clear Track Studios in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Clearwater, and it's amazing. He's my close friend.
I've actually heard of that studio.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's my producer, Spencer Bradham. He's a legend. Well, he's great. He's done all my songs except for the 2 that I did in Nashville. And he's become more of a friend than anything at this point. Yeah. Working with him for 2 years now. He's good. But one thing I've been doing a little more of is not my own stuff, but like me and my friends will get together. We'll write a song that I wouldn't put out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just not in the same vein as the stuff I do. And I just produce. I just have fun with it. It's a little more like Bon Iver, or you get like Frank Ocean in there. And it's just a creative outlet. Because I do that. I write screenplays and books and skits and stories. My creative I draw comics. Like, my creative outlet is real heavy, and I do it in any art that I can at this point. So that's a cool.
You could draw your own album covers.
I've thought about it. I have thought about it. I might do like merch. So you do like patches or something with the drawings on it. Because I don't know if I do. My favorite album cover is No Reason to Live. Reason to Live, not No Reason to Live. Good Lord. Yeah. Reason to Live. Because that was drawn by. So the inspiration behind it is the boot. I don't know if I've ever told the story. The boot with the flowers in it is something that was on our freshman T-shirts for like Spirit Week or whatever, and it represented my friend Ethan. He was a cowboy, and so that was our kind of memorial for him. That was our symbol with our friends. And so on the cover art, I had a girl was like my sister. She redrew it, made it a little more stylistic, and made it fit on the cover. And then there's like a little E in it for Ethan. And so it's a really cool. That's my favorite artwork that I've done, because it means something. I'm not just standing in the snow or in front of a rock with a heart on it. It has like a full story to it. And it's a fun fact is my brother takes most of the covers, takes most of the art, cover art photos. And he's really proud of it. He just took the one from. He's He's a little photographer.
Yeah, but everything that you and her created and everything, that's immortalized forever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, my brother does.
Immortalized? Did I say that right?
Probably. I'm the wrong person to ask.
Who knows?
I just write music. I don't have to be grammatically correct. And the next song I am doing, it's haunted me because I've had this song made for a long time now. I've had it ready and finished and recorded. So I'll listen to it. And there's nothing else I would have said, and I wouldn't change it for the world because now I look at it fondly. But I say, it was gone with the wind, so was you. And that's probably the worst grammatical error I've ever made in a song, at least as far as I know. I have people grammatically check it because I don't want to seem insane. Sometimes I'm like, can you make sure I did it right?
Well, I don't think you have to be grammatically correct for music.
No, people say whatever they want in music, which is dangerous sometimes, but like Kanye West.
Yeah, don't even get me started on him. But anyway.
Yeah, it's it's haunted me.
What's your favorite song ever by anybody?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there because I'll tell you who mine is. So
okay,
but I'm gonna wait on you. Give that a little tank.
That's so impossible. That's like asking. Well, he might have one. I was gonna say LeBron James, what his favorite shot he's ever made was, or asking. Oh, it was gonna be so funny if I could remember his name. Oh, dang it! Oh no. Now I'm gonna stuck on that. Let me change thought trains. All right. Favorite song ever? No, you can't do that. What's yours?
I can, because I grew up in the 80s.
Right. So okay, so I don't, my problem is when people ask me, I don't want to seem like I'm an uneducated fan, you know what I mean, of music. I don't want to seem like if I don't say something niche and from older, because I listen to I listen to 4 artists. I'm so hyper focused on music. I don't listen to everything. I listen to a couple artists at a time. And some are pretty consistent. So right now, or for a long time, Bon Iver has been one of my favorite artists. And so,
well, see, there's a start for you.
Yeah, Bon Iver. No, I don't. So you can't do this to me. This is so unfair. That's such it's a great question because it makes you think.
Yeah.
But then
I love stuff that makes you think.
Yeah.
My favorite of all time, and it's for several different reasons. The composition of it, the riff, and I think it was done by one of the unsung guitar players of our time. Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
I don't know it.
Oh, I love that song.
I thought I was going to get flamed there.
Dude, you put it on your phone. Get in the car.
What's it called again? Stranglehold.
Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
I already found it.
That bass line. The
bass line in it, the riff that he put in that, it is, I love it.
See, now I'm looking at the music because I have to think. I don't know what. You put me on the spot here. I think I really enjoy this whole album. It's Bon Iver by Bon Iver. So in there, I think we'll say Holocene, but it's tied with. Okay, I don't want to say this one out loud.
I haven't heard it. So you're giving me something to listen to.
You should totally listen to Bon Iver. Bon Iver is a big inspiration for me just because of how artistic it is.
Yeah.
So it feels like you can see the passion in music because a lot of what he does is it changes. It's like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it doesn't even make sense, but it's very like, you can just tell the passion he has. And that's how I think I am. I'm not as like, experimental and like using, death metal in a folk song, but like I kind of connect with that, on a different, on a kind of strange way where it's like, but this one, it's hard to explain the name, but 29 Stratford, 29 hashtag Stratford APTS.
Okay.
Don't have to look it up. You just find it eventually. You'll come across it someday if it's meant to be.
I'll just pull the name up pull the whole album up and listen to it.
That album, so his first album is really, really good. Like great. Like ahead of its time, great. It's 2006, I think. It's called Forever Ago. You might know Skinny Love. That's a song that a lot of people know. So you might know that one subconsciously. Then his next album is a big inspiration for Stay, my most recent song, which, hey, there's a free little plug there. I wasn't even planning on that.
Yeah.
That whole album is really big inspiration for my newer stuff. Then the next one is a complete switch, and it's a beautiful album, but it's really weird. It's really weird. It kind of feels like Martian almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first song feels like Earth. The second song feels like Venus, or the second album feels like Venus, and then this one feels like Mars. And I just figured that out right now, and you can listen to it and let me know that I'm right.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to.
I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
That is awesome. Dude, this has been a pleasure just sitting and talking to you.
It's been great. A lot of fun.
I can't wait. Now, have you got any new music coming out?
Yes. I haven't announced it, so I'm just going to say it.
Go for it.
Why not? Yeah. So I've got Fade Away is my next song. I'm just doing singles right now,
Okay.
Keeping it light and simple. My next single, February 28th, last day of the month, because we don't get 29 this year. I would have done it on the 29th.
Yeah.
But 28th, February 28th, Fade Away drops.
Sweet.
And my most recent is Stay, so people should definitely go listen to that one.
On Spotify and everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
So I'm an Apple Music user. I didn't want to do a podcast just on like Spotify or iHeart or something like that because I wanted it to get to everybody.
Yeah. The reach needs to be wider.
Yeah,
if you're just limiting yourself, that's why streaming platforms are stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I don't want to pay for HBO Max. I just want to watch a show. Like, I just want to watch, the Penguin show that came out, but I can't do that. And then the Super Bowl. Well, I guess the Super Bowl's free this year.
I don't know
or whatever.
I have no clue.
So hey, maybe we get Kendrick Lamar for free. Hey,
you never know. Well, Malachi, we're going to get off here.
All right.
Dude, I appreciate you talking to me, man.
Thanks for having me.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do it again. Tell everybody where they can find you.
All right. I'm on social media, so like Instagram and TikTok before it gets banned. Just my name, Malachi Gagnon Music, usually. I think that's what it is. Malachi Gagnon Music. And then on streaming platforms, everywhere. Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, and Pandora,
iHeart,
everywhere under Malachi Gagnon, my name, which is hard to spell.
I love it.
So sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
And pronounce, I guess. You got the first one down.
I don't know.
That's like people usually. I get Malachi Gagnon. I'm like, yeah, I'm French, but not like that much. Like, chill. I'm from New Hampshire. We are in the United States. I promise.
Yeah, but one of the big characters a long time ago in Children of the Corn.
Was
Malachi.
Yeah. I already know about that one. Yeah. I heard it from my choir teacher a few years ago. He's like, Malachi, all I think about is the Children of the Corn. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's true.
Stuff is nuts. All right, brother. We're going to get off here. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We'll talk again soon because I want to get you on the show.
For sure.
All right, brother. We'll see you later.
Awesome. See you, man.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Please remember, like, share, follow, subscribe. Y'all go and check out Malachi's stuff because I'm telling you, he's got a lot of good music in him. I know he is going to start writing like crazy and getting it put out and getting everything out there for everybody, and all y'all can enjoy this stuff. I'm telling you, he threw me for a loop when I went and I listened to his stuff. So that's always a good thing because I'm old as I'll get out. So we're going to get out of here. Love y'all. Mean it. Toodles.